Hello everyone and welcome to the course trailer for Introduction to English Literature, English 201. I am your course instructor, Fatima Hassan, and I will be answering briefly some of your questions regarding this course, like what exactly does this course have to offer and what will you be studying. So let's dive into that. The first thing that this course offers you is the history of English literature. So how, when, and where did English literature begin? What are the different time periods in English literature? This is what we'll be studying. This is what makes up the history of English literature. Then, moving forward, we will be looking at various literary movements. So, when you're studying the various time periods in English literature, you look at the various literary movements and you see what are the different characteristics of every literary movement. We'll be looking at some famous writers and some famous texts that are the outcome of all of these various literary movements like modernism, postmodernism, so on and so forth. Then moving on, we'll be looking at different genres in literature. So I have mentioned 4 genres here, and bear in mind that these are not the only genres that fall into the category of English literature. There are other genres like creative nonfiction and prose, but for the sake of this course, we will only be looking at novel, poetry, drama, and short story. And if you take a look at your course outline, you will see some particular texts that fall into each one of this category. Moving on, we will be using the Routledge and Oxford Dictionary of Literary Terms to learn about various literary terms like metaphor, simile, allegory, catharsis, rhyme, rhythm, meter, and why we will be studying and seeing, reading the definitions of these literary terms. The reason behind that is the next thing right here, which you will be studying in this course, which is literary analysis. When you perform a literary analysis, when you engage with the text critically, you have to use all of these terms. You have to use a very specific vocabulary when performing literary analysis. But what is literary analysis? When you read a text, you dissect it. You look at its various organs. So, what are those organs of a text? And what are the other elements? What are the other requirements of a literary analysis? We will be studying that in this course as well. Furthermore, we will be looking at some theoretical perspectives. Now, this is something that you will be doing as as English literature majors throughout the course of your degree. You will be looking at texts from various theoretical perspectives, like, let's say, the feminist perspective, or a Marxist perspective, or an eco-critical perspective. But since this is an introductory level course, so we will be looking at it from the perspective of a beginner. But we will definitely be applying these theoretical perspectives to our text, because this is a very, very essential element when it comes to studying literature. Then furthermore, another important aspect of literary analysis is looking at the social, cultural, and political context of a text. In what particular time period was the writer writing? How did the society of that time or the culture of that time inspire that text? Are there any political events that are mentioned in the text, whether very obviously or maybe between the lines? What are the major political happenings of a particular time period? How do they reflect in a text? We will be looking at these particular contexts in a text. And then lastly, we will be exploring the universality of literature. What do we mean by this? You might think Shakespeare died a couple of decades ago, but why are we still reading Hamlet? Why are we still reading Romeo and Juliet? This is a very valid question. And to explore this answer, to explore this question, you will have to explore this element of literature, which is its universality. Why does Shakespeare matter today? Why does Henry Gibson matter today? Why does W.B. Yeats matter in today's world? Why should we still read John Milton? Why are we still reading Maya Angelou? Why do these writers matter even centuries or decades or years after they have passed away? So, this is a very important question. And every text that we read, we will relate that to the society of today, to the social context and the political climate of today. And we will relate that to our personal lives as well, because literature is something that is deeply personal as well. So this is a brief overview of ENGL 201. And I hope this answered some of your questions and gave you an introduction into what this course will be offering you. I am really excited about teaching this course, and I hope that you are just as much excited about learning all of these wonderful things about literature. I'll see you in class.